I'm Oriana Leo with Click on This in Hollywood at the Chinese Theater for the much anticipated season premiere of American Horror Story Freakshow. Well, please tell me about your involvement with American Horror Story.
I'm not. I got in the wrong line.
Oh.
No, actually, I'm the executive producer and I write the show.
Well, please, can you tell us anything about the season? I know it's a big secret, but every season we learn about a new community of people that our hearts go out to. We understand them. Can you tell me anything about your inspiration for that this season?
Well, our inspiration, as usual, is Ryan Murphy's hypnagogic walking dream state. And he comes in the room and he starts pitching out these wild fantasias that he has. And but I do think that one of Ryan's inspirations, and certainly something that we were inspired by, is the classic movie Freaks, Todd Browning's film. I think it's 1932. And I think you'll find this is a bit of a love letter or a Valentine to that movie and to what Browning was trying to do with his film.
Okay. And is there any actual historical context that we can look to in the past for this particular American Horror Story?
Well, the show itself is set in the early 50s, and I think if you're going to say, is there an historical context, I mean, we're not really doing true stories here. Sometimes we do, but not this year. But really what we're doing is we're sort of saying television came in as a real force in the 50s, and that the freak shows were supplanted by the new freak show, which is television. And we're doing it on television, so it's kind of this meta hall of mirrors, if you will.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, you've seen the opening credits. They are highly suggestive and sexual. Is there anything, I mean, that seems like it's indicative of something we can see later in the season, but it is made for TV.
Yeah.
So can you speak on that at all?
Well, you know, we're a cable show, we're an FX show, we're a Ryan Murphy show, and we've never been afraid of hot button issues or sexuality, and it is a very erotic show in some ways. We don't deny the sexuality of our freaks in the Freak Show, and we celebrate that a little bit, and yeah, so it's kind of hot. I mean, there'll be a freak orgy pretty early in the run.
Well, I'm looking forward to it. Now, I host the AfterBuzz TV After Show, and our fans like to have a name for themselves. Last season, it was Fan Coven. This season, I'm taking a poll. Should it be Fan Freaks or Freak Fans? What do you think?
Boy, that's tough.
Isn't it?
How about Franz?
Okay, Franz. Can you tell me about your character that you play this season?
Sure, I play a young Dell Toledo, so a young Michael Chiklis. So anytime you want to find out the complexity of his character and how he became who he is, you kind of end up watching me and the malicious and the love and all that jazz put together.
How did you prepare for this role?
Well, it was really interesting. When I found out I was going to be Michael Chiklis, obviously you go and you try to watch as much of his work as possible. And I actually worked with his acting coach from back in the day, but I worked with him before this, so it was actually kind of fun to...
Synchronicity.
I know. When it's fate, I guess, you know? And Michael's just an amazing person in general, so it's an honor being able to play him.
Okay, so quick question. I host the AfterBuzz TV After Show for American Horror Story, and our fans like to have a name. Last year it was Fan Coven. This year we're thinking Freak Fans or Fan Freaks. What do you think?
Ooh, I like Fan Freaks. Fan Freaks.
Can you tell me a little bit about your character on Freak Show?
My character's name is Salty, and I'm the partner of Pepper. And we are part of the Freak Show family. We're in the Freak Show. We're pinheads. We're not very smart, and we're kind of sweet. And Jessica Lange is our leader, who will do anything for and follow to the ends of the earth. And Pepper's kind of my leader. And we just go around trying to do good and do a lot of work.
Did you do anything in particular to prepare for this role?
The main things I did were watch the movie Freaks a lot and watch the pinheads there, and particularly Schlitzie. My character kind of looks like and was kind of based on Schlitzie, and then I watched Naomi's work in season 2. So those were the two influences for me. Pepper's a little sweeter and Schlitzie's a little more dumb, so I kind of try to go in the middle of that.
Did you look for any historical context that might inform your character?
Just the movie Freaks, but then when I got here, I spent a lot of time talking to some of the other people like Matt Fraser, who has a lot of experience in this world. He plays the Seal Boy, Paul, and he knows all about this world. So he has been a great resource for me learning about like what this world is like, because he knows it really.
Have you seen the opening credits for the show? They're quite freaky in another nature.
They're pretty scary. This show is amazing. How the look of it, the story of it, like what they do is just mind blowing. The writing is so good. And the look, like the time they take, and they get it right, and they don't cheat, and the crew is amazing. And like my makeup people, Mike McCash and Chris Nelson, stunning.
You look incredible. You first. But I have to ask, do you have any red carpet secrets for getting ready? Because your dress is gorgeous.
Really? I am taped in. I've got a little sticker for my vagina and some for my boobies. And that's about all I'm wearing.
So now we know your secret. Wear very little.
Yes, and tape.
We are so excited to see the return of Pepper. Or is this rather a Pepper prequel? Can you speak on that?
Apparently. I mean, I can't say much about anything, but that's been said by the man. But so I'm only repeating what I've heard.
Okay. And did you do anything different this time to prepare for this role?
No, not in terms of preparation. There's some changes. I'm 10 years younger, so I have a little. My fat suit is a little less fat, but. That's about it.
Okay. And I noticed in the opening credits that the credits are a little racy. Do you feel like that's indicative of what we're going to see this season?
Yeah. Just wait for Wednesday.
And if between the two seasons, which would you say is your favorite right now?
I mean, I haven't watched this. So that regard, I can't speak to that. Because, it's all in the editing.
It sure is.
So who knows? But then again, those guys are geniuses too. So I think this season, as far as experience goes, this season.
Thank you so much. Oh, yes. Tell me about Foster.
I'll tell you about Foster. Not as he seems. Huh? How about that?
Is that all we can get?
That's all. That's vague in general and specific. No, he's not as he seems. And as each season goes, as episodes go on, it'll get more interesting, I hope.
Okay. Anything that you did to prepare specifically for this role?
I just wore an extra pair of socks and underwear because in Louisiana it was like really, really hot and stinky and smelly, and it rained every day, and so it was very muddy and gucky. But there'll be a lot of blood, mayhem, but the different thing about this season is you're going to see human beings behind the freaks, and I think that's what different. Ryan Murphy's really brought the human side to the freaks, that we're not going to ostracize them or make them feel like they're not part of everything, So that's what's different this season is you're going to identify your own human being in the freaks, and also what we don't know is kind of scary. We don't know a lot about their lives.
I was going to say the opening credits for the show is quite racy.
Oh yeah.
Is that indicative of what we'll see this season?
Yes and yes, really racy. There's more.
And what is your feeling on this season compared to previous?
I like this one more because I think this one's going to move people in a more human way than the others. Asylum really kind of freaked me out, and Coven had like that great magic fun. But this one's going to be really moving. I think people are going to be moved and disturbed,
Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, click like. And if you want more from the red carpet, make sure to subscribe to our channel. Leave a comment. Let me know what was your favorite American Horror Story season. And if you are a true fan, please follow AfterBuzz TV's after show for American Horror Story Freakshow, where you'll find me and my co-host breaking down every episode every week.
How much is expressed through it, so.
It's sort of like when Rocky went to Strongman Dude. It's like
Well, it's a lot
bend
of
to iron and
all that jazz.
Yeah.